Baby monitors are easily hacked. And it's pretty easy to hack into these things, to be honest. It does not take a rocket scientist to get into these devices. Let's talk about some foundational ways you can protect your kids. Hey, I'm CyberFareedah. I'm an award-winning Forbes 30 Under 30 online safety educator. Let's get something out of the way. Security cameras, baby monitors, parental monitoring apps being hacked into, and your kids being messed with through these platforms are nothing new. Anything that is connected to the internet, anything that is a technology, can be hacked. Now, knowing that your baby monitor or security camera can be hacked is one thing, but understanding what can happen when it's hacked and the trauma that it can have on your children and yourself is another. The reason why hackers might hack into a baby monitor or security camera is because they're predators and they're pedophiles. We've seen incidents where predators were talking to children in disgusting ways, making sexual noises, talking about destroying things, telling them inappropriate things, making pedophilic comments.
Wake up, little boy, daddy's coming for you.
Sometimes they'll be insulting or bullying the kids through the camera, or telling the kids, I'm your friend, you should listen to me, do this, or I'm Santa Claus.
Who is that?
I'm your best friend.
Mommy!
I'm Santa Claus. Don't you want to be my best friend?
Or telling the kids that you should listen to me, I'm your friend, do this, do that. Other times they said really racist comments. And then there are incidents where the person through the microphone of the baby monitor or security camera will threaten to kidnap people's children. Now, I don't need to explain why these incidents are extremely traumatic for both the child and the parent, especially as a parent when you're installing something because you think it's safe. You feel a lot of embarrassment and guilt because this has happened to your family. So let's talk about how you can protect your family. First thing you want to know is that anytime you have a technology, especially something like a smart device, a smart camera, if you have a baby monitor, it has default passwords. Always change those default passwords because those default passwords are available freely on the internet. And that means it's easy for people to find your password because they know this is the default password for this particular device. They can sign into that and then they can hack into your device and do the things that we talked about. Or they stream the footage to an online website where other predators and disgusting people watch the video. When you're changing default passwords, you want to change default passwords not just on the device that you're getting, but also on your router. And be sure that when you're changing these default passwords, you're using a password you have never used before. Oftentimes, even when people do change the default password, they change it into something that is not a secure password, meaning it's not a long password, there are no special characters, and they change it to something that they've been using before for whatever other devices or accounts. The reason why you don't want to ever reuse a password is because if a hacker has access to that password that you used before, they can easily get into anything else, especially if your password has been a part of a breach before. To check whether or not your password has ever been a part of a breach, go to haveibeenpwned.com. I'll also put the link down in the description. Always enable something called two-factor authentication, which that means there's two ways of telling the device that I am the authorized person to log in and I am not a hacker and I'm not a predator. Typically, these devices will have a place where you can go to account settings and they have a security tab and look at the security tab and see what features they allow you to enable. All of the smart devices have hardware updates, so it's not just the software but also the hardware. So go check the manufacturer's website every now and then, maybe every month, maybe every 6 months, to make sure that you have all the updates. Every month is preferable. And if you're not using this particular device, so say if you're going on a vacation or you don't need it in that moment, then turn off the device. The last thing you can do that it can feel a little bit more complicated, but it is really worth doing, is separating your devices. The devices that are smart devices, so cameras, you have your Alexa, you have even gaming platforms, virtual reality, put that all in one network. And then your computer and your printer and your phones, you put it on a different network. So you separate your kids' things from your thing, or your smart devices from your base household things. And you can separate your network pretty easy by just logging into the router and just saying new Wi-Fi. So you just put a guest Wi-Fi and it's just a whole other password, a whole other username. It just makes it harder for a hacker to get into your things. Most people have one circle or all their devices are under one username and one password. All you're doing when you're separating your network is having two Wi-Fi. You don't need two routers. It's not gonna cost extra money. All you have to do is log in. When you log in to change your default passwords and add two-factor authentication, you just add a separate thing. You just add another Wi-Fi name, another Wi-Fi password, and put all of the smart devices and your kids' gaming stuff in here, and then your regular household iPad, iPods, computers, and another end. If this video was helpful, be sure to give a thumbs up so that more parents are watching this video every single time you like a video. That allows more parents to see it. So we really want to make sure that more families are able to understand this information and protect their kids online. If you're not already subscribed and you want to learn how to protect your kids and teens online, then this channel is for you. So I highly encourage you to join the community. A little earlier in this video, I mentioned that anything can be hacked. And in this video that I'm linking right now, I talk about why anything can be hacked, and I kind of break it down for you so you can understand and give you a reminder that you need to have if you're a parent and you want to protect your kids online.